Okay, so now we're going to talk about how we can use the trig notation to take powers of complex numbers. Now, powers are just repeated multiplication, so we didn't explicitly talk about them earlier when we were talking about complex numbers, but the square root of 3 minus I to the 8th would be the square root of 3 minus I times the square root of 3 minus I 8 times. And you could FOIL that out and keep foiling it. It wouldn't be fun, but basically you'd FOIL it out 8 times. Well, the good news is in trig notation it's much easier. Whenever you have RCIS and you're taking it to the nth power, you're going to take the r to the nth power and then you're going to multiply the theta by n. So here we have square root of 3 minus I. So the first thing we need to do is convert that to trig notation. So our r is going to be the square root of 3 squared plus negative 1 squared. So that'll be 3 plus 1, the square root of 4, which is 2. Now this is in the fourth quadrant. We're going to want tangent inverse of negative 1 over the square root of 3, which, remember, if you rationalize that, that's the same as where's tangent inverse in the fourth quadrant? Negative square root of 3 over 3. So we're going to look at our unit circle here and say, okay, in the fourth quadrant, if you took the y over the x, where would you have a 1 and then the square root of 3? And notice if we took here at 330 degrees, if we took negative 1/2 over negative square root of 3 over 2, the 2's would cancel out. Oops, sorry, that should have been a positive square root of 3 over 2. And we'd have negative 1 over square root of 3, which is what we're looking at. So this is 330 degrees. So this is the same as 2 CIS of 330 degrees. So if we want to take that to the 8th power, this will be 2 to the 8th, and then CIS of 8 times 330 degrees. So 2 to the 8th is 256, and 8 times 330 is 2640. So we're going to have 256 CIS of 2640. Now, these degrees, remember, it would be the exact same thing as if we found the angle between 0 and 360. That's coterminal. So if we start subtracting 360 to get down to an angle, this would be the same as 256 CIS of 120 degrees. Now, if you wanted that back in standard notation, remember A is equal to R cosine of theta. So we would have 256 cosine of 120 degrees, which we can get from our unit circle. That would be negative 1/2. So 256 times negative 1/2. And B will be R sine of theta. So 256 sine of 120 degrees, which is square root of 3 over 2. So we need to do what is 256 divided by 2, 128. So our A is going to be equal to negative 128, and then plus 128 square root of 3 times I. So that's how we would put it back in standard notation.